All right, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Tyler Gates, aka TAG Law 205, back at you here with another one. Now, this video is going to be the Indiana Pacers versus OKC Thunder NBA Finals preview. Game 1 starts tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Be there or be square, hear about it or be about it. This small market finals is what the NBA needed. Believe it or not, before I get started, I want to say this. Small market teams are becoming a thing. Medium market teams are becoming a thing now. It's not so much about, big three, we need to team up. No, the big three era, I believe, is over. You can't go over, but so much, thanks to the new CBA rule. So, small market teams are back, and they're ready to rock. So, let's get straight into it, guys. Let's get straight into it. This will be the first finals for the Indiana Pacers in 25 years. The last time they went to the NBA Finals was against the Lakers, against Kobe, Shaq, and the crew. We know what obviously happened there. Lakers won, and hence the start of a three-peat for them. Reggie Miller was on that team. So just think about it from that way. Also, I want to talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder. This is their first final since 2012, which I have here in my notes. I mean, I don't need notes for that. I mean, we all know that. KD, Harden, Westbrook in that core. Then you had Kendrick Perkins along with Thabo Sefolosha, if you remember him. I believe this was the year before Andre Roberson got drafted as well. So you have to think about all of those parameters. And Steven Adams, too. That was the year before he got drafted. But to say, and of course, Serge Ibaka, can't forget about Serge Ibaka. Can't forget about Reggie Jackson was on that team too. But I want to say this. This is going to be a battle of the bigs. More than it's going to be a battle between the guards, SGA, Haliburton. It's going to be a matchup more so tailored to the bigs. Can Miles Turner actually use that height and size to his advantage versus just standing on the three-point line? Can he get down low and body Chet Holmgren, literally body him, to make sure that at the end of the day, right, I'm bigger than you. I'm going to go get buckets myself. I don't have to stand out here on the three-point line the whole time. I'm going to prove to you that why I'm the best 7-footer or one of the best 7-footers in the NBA. I'm going to prove to you why my three-point shot is not the best ability in my game. No, we know Miles Turner, what he did at Texas. Trust me, Texas legend. We know what he did. So, two young, hungry franchises, each looking for their first NBA championship. Okay? Each looking for their first NBA championship. Let's keep that in mind. The Pacers' path to the NBA Finals is very different from OKC's, and I want to get on theirs first. They defeated Milwaukee. Okay? No Damian Lillard. Giannis, we still don't know the situation between him and the front office, whether he's going to get traded or not. We still don't know the situation, but they got beat. Kerry Trent obviously kept them in that game 5. So different things like that, we have to think about that. But they were just overmatched, and they were more well prepared than Milwaukee was, as they thought it was going to be a cakewalk, as many people thought, excluding myself. The Cavaliers, we all thought that, okay, the Cavaliers are going to win this series. Not me. I just said in the video. I'm a big Tyrese Haliburton fan. Obviously, I keep reiterating that we were supposed to draft him 6 overall, but we ended up with Onyeka Okongwu, which I feel like is even better. But at the same time, the Pacers are underdogs in all these series that they've been in. And the Knicks series. They were underdogs in that series as well. Who people might even say they overachieved a little bit. The Knicks did, right? So, averaging 115 points a game in these playoffs for the Indiana Pacers, I would have to say they're the number one offense. I mean, some people might say the Cavaliers were the number one offense. I get all that, but they got exposed. Yes, people want to say they were out without Mobley and they were without Garland and Allen. I get that. But if you're the number one seed, you're going to find ways to make sure that you can execute and eliminate any other team that comes your way. Tyrese Haliburton, 18.8 points a game with 5.7 rebounds a game, 9.8 assists. We'll round that up. That's 19 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 10 assists. Brother's been balling. 46% from the field, 33% from 3. I mean, he's the engine that runs the boat. So, at the end of the day, everything goes through Haliburton and Siakam, which we know him to be a 20-plus point per game scorer. The mid-range is a huge part of his game, if not the most important part of his game. Yes, he can shoot the 3. Obviously, we've seen it. Shooting a high clip at a high level. And we're going to need him to be one of the best this series. We're going to need him to carry the load a little bit. A lot. Because Miles Turner foul trouble a lot. Can't stay off the 3-point line with 7 foot. Haliburton's going to get clamped sometimes. I mean, it's going to happen. OKC has one of the better defenses we've ever seen. So, he's going to get clamped. But all this to say, they need to trust the bench. And they've been doing that. Ben Mathurin, Obi Toppin, Jarris Walker, if he ever comes back in the series. Isaiah Jackson's probably done, but we saw what he did in last year's playoffs. Thomas Bryant, the new hero out there for them. You have Ben Shepherd, who's a two-way guard, 3 and D, can come off the bench and shoot threes. I feel like Ben Mathurin, this is his series. I feel like Ben Mathurin has to be an important part for Indiana to win the series. I don't see how they don't win the series without Ben Mathurin. And you're going to need Ben Mathurin to not only defend SGA, not only defend Lou Dort, but you're going to need him to defend in areas he wasn't previously asked to do, right? He's going to have to get down there, bang low with Jalen Williams, the center. He's probably going to have to get down there eventually and bang low with a guy like Hartenstein if they switch the matchups off. You know what I mean? So they got to be ready. And this is why I feel like Indiana should start off game 1. This is what I would do. Keep the starting lineup. Have Thomas Bryant come off the bench early. So that way we can see how these two bigs are going to play each other, right? Or you could just slide Siakam to the 3, and you can have Turner at the 4, and then maybe Thomas Bryant at the 5. I don't know how they're going to do it. I feel like they're going to stick with the same starting lineup they have all playoffs. But once again, nobody's ready for this Indiana team. I don't think OKC is ready. I mean, they probably are. But at the same time, Indiana is known for switching up game plans. They did it to the Knicks. They did it to the Cavs. So it's going to happen to the Thunder eventually one game. And to segue into them, they beat Memphis, Denver, and Minnesota all to get to this point. Back to this point for the first time since 2012. SGA, the MVP, averaging basically 30 points a game, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds. The MVP has been showing off this year. And I want to talk about him just for a little bit as well. Being Canadian, being from Canada, basically showing the world that Canadians are good at this thing called basketball, and showing why the Thunder traded for him. And the Thunder are back. The Thunder are back. We know the Thunder have been back for at least 2 years now. We didn't think that it was going to lead to this fast, right? Paul George, this is called the Paul George Finals. So, Paul George essentially built these two teams. All thanks to him. He even said it on his podcast, P, go listen to it, when he said he doesn't really feel the type of way that he built these two final teams. But he definitely does respect both of these franchises, considering that he was drafted by the Indiana Pacers and arguably the second greatest Pacer of all time. And not long ago was traded to the OKC Thunder and played for the OKC Thunder for 2 seasons, and then was traded in a historic trade in the 2019 offseason to go pair with Kawhi Leonard on the LA Clippers, which both of them are still there now. But that's another team who needs to think about going in another direction. Their defense of identity is just one of the best of all time. I mean, 100 points a game. That's what they're holding people to. Doesn't sound like much, but it is. In today's game, being held to 100 points is like being held to 70. It's painful, right? You got to at least score that amount to stay in a game nowadays, especially in the playoffs. So, Cason Wallace, we already know what he can do. The brother can absolutely play. Athleticism out the gym. He is going to be needed this series. He is going to be needed. Another guy that's going to be needed. I feel like Isaiah Hartenstein's going to have to step up his offensive game. That's another guy who I feel is going to be needed. J-Dub's going to have to show why he is the second to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's going to show why he's the co-star. He needs to show that. I know Pascal Siakam's going to show that. And I know Chet Holmgren needs to show why he is the third star on that team. Miles Turner, you need to show why you're the third star. So there's a lot of matchups going on right now. But the X factors in this series, both benches, Indiana's pace, SGA's fatigue factor, which it could hinder them because he's going to be in the game a lot, and the coaching battle. Carlisle versus Dagnall is going to be one of the ones we talk about 5-10 years from now. And watch out for this rivalry. Watch out for this rivalry in the next 5 or 10 years. These two teams could meet again in the NBA Finals, possibly next year, the year after that. We'll have to see how things play out. Of course, free agency, trade deadline, all that stuff. But I would not say that there's not a possibility that they won't meet up in the finals again next year. But what I will say is that these two teams have an angle. They have a direction. And it's clear what the direction is. It's to win the championship. They're both in championship contending mode after both going into some type of rebuild based off of Paul George, which is crazy. So, Pacers, America's surprise team, built mid-season chemistry, and the Thunder are ahead of schedule. Point blank period. The Pacers are mid-season chemistry, and the Thunder are ahead of schedule. So they have no true veterans. They have the youngest finals team in the modern era of the NBA, excuse me. They have the youngest team since the Trailblazers back in the 70s in the modern era. So, with that to be said, both teams have great coaches who I think Mark Dagnall, if he continues to coach the way he's been doing, will get Hall of Fame considerations within the next 5 years. I don't doubt that. They're shifting from super teams to strong cores and development. It's what Miles Turner said. The era of the super team and the big three and the Fab Four and the Fab Five is over with. It's not happening. That's not winning you a championship. That's why Phoenix is trying to move off Durant. They're probably trying to move off Beal as well. Devin Booker's going to be there, so don't be so yeah, he's not getting traded. They're crazy. The greatest Suns player of all time. My prediction: the Indiana Pacers are going to win this in 6 games. I believe that the Indiana Pacers are going to win this game in Game 6 or Game 7 because of these factors. The Pacers' offense is going to overwhelm in key moments. They're going to overwhelm them with their offense, not their defense, their offense. Reason number 2, Haliburton's playmaking and Siakam's experience is going to come up big. It's going to come up huge. Not to say that SGA can't play make, because we know the brother can. But the inexperienced defense a little bit of the Thunder, I can see it crumbling. Indiana's deeper. Just a slight bit. Yes, OKC's bench may have a couple future All-Stars if they want to make a big move in the offseason. But Indiana's deeper. I've been saying this. The best bench in basketball. And OKC is definitely number 2. Closing thoughts. The Thunder, I don't know how they're going to do it. If they want to escape the Sonics fans, they got to win this series. Because a lot of Sonics fans, real Sonics fans, true Sonics fans that don't want y'all to win. Because the stolen team. Yeah, OKC is the stolen team. We get it. Pacers, this is your best chance to win in 25 years. You got to do it for Reggie. You got to do it for PG. You got to do it for Danny Granger. You got to do it for Jermaine O'Neal. You got to do it for Rick Smits, Lance Stevenson, George Hill. You got to do it for those boys. Oladipo. You got to do it for those boys, especially for Turner, too. You got to do it for these guys. Bring one home. Tyrese Haliburton, it's going to make everybody mad if he brings one home. Everybody mad. Because nobody wants to see him win because they all think that he's overrated. Pacers in 6 or 7. Stay live. Game 1's tonight. And don't worry. Don't worry about Indiana. I'm not worried about them. So don't you worry about them. Everything's going to be copacetic. Shai Gilgeous It's your time. But Haliburton, that's the guy.